Good morning, Internet. This is Alex the Sudokus, and it is Wednesday, the 28th of October 2020, and we have another New York Times medium Sudoku for us today. So let's jump right in. I had to rush it a little bit this morning, but I will try and explain the logic. So these two ones, lots of pair of ones over there, so they act as a pointer pair, so they ruled out this column, and therefore the ones are in there. So if you're curious about any techniques that I mentioned, please do look it up, and you shall find them. I'm not explaining them in details today because I'm just in a bit of a rush for work. So these two ones and that one locks a one over here. And let's see, this one on its own can actually lock a pair of ones in this cage, so that's quite useful. And I think that's all the ones I can do. So twos, these twos, and that two locks a pair of twos over here. And these twos and that two locks a pair of twos over there as well. So I think that's all I can do with the twos. Let's move on to threes. Oh, I just remembered I need to quickly take a tablet. I'm always supposed to take them at night, and I always forget. So I can't see anything with threes. Let's move on to fours. I've only got a single four, so four is a weak number the way I play it, so I need to bear that in mind. Fives, well, I can place a five in there because of these two fives looking to this cage, as well as these two fives looking to a cage. So whenever there are four of the same numbers looking to a cage, you always have a solution. These two fives and that five locks the five over here, so that unlocks a pair of fives here because of these two fives and that five there. So that creates a matching pair, and I'm just going to quickly look in it. So since these are twos and fives, then I've got 3 cells remaining. With matching pairs, no other numbers can go into them. So I'm missing threes. I have a feeling this is the cell. So threes and nines can't go in this cell, and I am looking for threes and nines as well as the 5. Oh, hang on, no, not 5. 3, 9, and 4. 4 is the number that's missing. So I'm looking for 3, 4, and 9 on this column within those 3 cells, but I've got 3 and 9 in there. So, and also a 9 sees into that cell, and I'm only left with 3 and 9 now. So that has to be a 3, and that has to be a 9. So that was quite a nice start. So staying on the... actually, I suppose since I've placed a number, let's quickly see if we can make any more deductions. This 3, oops, locks a pair of 3s over here because of these two 3s and that 3 over there. And also, since I've got pointed triple, in fact, I'm going to pencil mark this in because there are only 3 cells remaining. And even though I'm doing Snyder notations where I only pencil mark in 2 candidates per cage, I do break that rule when I'm left with a triple, especially when they're lined up. So basically, 3s can't go. This is a pointed triple of 3s, so 3s can't go in this cell. So the 3s must go in here because of that 3. But whilst I'm there, let's look at the 4s and 7s. So 4s have to be over here, and 4s and 7s have to be over there. But also, because we've got matching triple, no other numbers can go in this triple. So I formed another triple in this column. And they are, let's see, they are 9s. Well, 9 has to go in this cell because 9 can't go in this cell, these two cells. So now I'm left with a pair of 6s and 8s. So let's pencil mark them in. I can't see any 6s and 8s horizontally or within the cage. That's how I can deduce them. So really, in this case, I've got another 2 sets of triples. So why don't we pencil mark those in as well, since they're triples. So I'm missing 6s and 8s. So let's pencil mark them in. In fact, this is a pair of 6 and 8s, but I can't deduce them yet. So this case, even though I've only got 2 numbers, I can actually pencil mark in everything because of the adjacent triples. So 6 7s. Can't tell where the 7s are. And 9s. Well, that has to be the 9 because of the nines over there. So with that in mind, yeah, we've pencil marked in everything in the left cages, so that's quite nice. So going back to where I was looking at fives originally. So let's do more pencil markings on fives. So these two fives locks a pair of fives there. So I think all the fives are now pencil marked in. Let's move on to sixes. Well, sixes occupy the same cells because of those two sixes. So what else do sixes do? Over here, because of those two sixes, I've got a sneeze coming in, so I may certainly have to explode. Sevens over here, because of these two sevens. Now, since fives and six live there, sevens can't go in there. So now I have a seven locked in those three cells. Therefore, they are pointed triple, so they actually unlock the seven in here. Because sevens can only live in this column, in this cage, so no other sevens can go there. So now in this cage, we formed a triple, so it's always worth looking to see if we can actually resolve it. We're missing 2, 8, and 4. Well, none of the numbers are available. So I'm debating whether to pencil mark them in or not, because they don't line up, but what the hell, let's pencil mark them in. 4, 8, and 2, just in case we can use them later. But let's stay on the sevens, I think? Yeah, I was looking at sevens. So any other sevens available for us? Well, I've got a pair of sevens over there because of those two sevens. And this seven locks the sevens over there. But that doesn't do anything for us. But eights, these eights locks an ace up here. So one has to go there. I do apologise for the sneeze, the nose blowing. Okay, so I can erase that pencil marking of 8, but also these ones locks a pair of ones there. So now this is a semi-advanced technique, but I noticed the ones are locked in columns 7 and 8 in this cage. I've also got ones locked in columns 7 and 8 in this cage as well. That means, well, I have to have a 1 in column 9 somewhere, but it can't be in these two cages. So the ones must be in one of these two cells. But I can see a 1 there, so that resolves the 1 for me. So that's not really an advanced technique, but it's kind of like, for me, it's a little bit on the advanced side because I didn't really kind of figure it out until I started playing Sudoku this year. Whereas when I used to play Sudokus, I didn't really know that technique. So anyway, when I erased this 8, I created a pointed pair of 8s, so that erased an 8 over there. And if I look over here, I've got an 8 and a pointed pair of 8s there as well, so that unlocks another pointed pair of 8s, which rules out these two cells. That gives me another 8 over here. So, I think... Oh no, no, that's all the 8s I can do. Did I actually finish 7s? Because I don't think I did, because that 7 unlocks a pair of 7s here. So this is a pointed pair of 7s, so that unlocks a 7 up here. I think what's happened is this 8 allowed me to pencil mark in the 7s. So, well, with that 7, I've unlocked this 7, leaving me with 3 and 4s. So that's kind of useful. So, I think that's all the 7s. So let's look at the 8s now. So 8s, the only cage I haven't pencil marking the 8s is in here, but I don't know where they are. I've got 4 possible locations, and since I'm using Snyder notations, I don't pencil mark in anything that has more than 2 candidates, except for the situations where I have triples. There are exceptions, like towards the end of the puzzle, that I will break that rule, but this 9 and those 2 9s unlocks another pair of 9s there. This 9 and that 9 actually locks a 9 there, which unlocks a 6, but also unlocks the 9 here. So, that's all the 9s kind of... Oh no, yeah, that's all the 9s either placed or... Oh yeah, that unlocks another 9 over there, because of these 2 9s and those 2 9s. So 4 9s looking into the same cage allowed me to place all the 9s. So, let's have a look at 6. Does this 6 do anything for us? It does. It places a pair of 6s there, and it acts as pointed pair, so that locks a pair of 6s down here. Now, remember the logic with, I've got the 6s locked in the same 2 rows this time, rather than 2 columns. In these 2 cages, that means 6 has to live in row 7 in this cage, so that unlocks the 6 and 8, because that can't be a 6 anymore. So, before I move on, let's pencil, well, not pencil mark in, but I've got 1 free pair left in here, but I've got a 3 down there, so I can actually, unlock the 1 and 3. So this 3 further unlocks a 3 over there. This 1 unlocks the 1 over here, which unlocks a 6 because I've erased a 6. I've not really explained it, but basically, whenever you erase a pencil marking, with Snyder notation, since we only do 2 candidates per cage, if you erase one, the other must be correct. So that's how I've done a lot of deductions. So the 2s, oh, I thought I got a matching pair of 2s, not matching pair, but I thought I got 2s locked in those same 2 columns, but actually I've got an additional 2 there, because this was a triple. So this is the risk of putting in triples, where I nearly saw the 2 2s in here and just assume with Snyder notations that there wouldn't be a 2 down there, but there was. So just got to be a bit careful when you break your own rules. And also, it would be easy for me to think that there's a pointed pair of 2s there and erase that 2, but that's not the case. But I did notice that this is a triple of 2, 6 and 8. So since I've got 3 numbers living in the same 3 cells, that means they're locked in now. So this has to be a 4. Or the other way of finding that 4 is just looking at this column. There's only 1 cell left, so that had to be the 4. So with that, I can unlock the 2, because this is a 4-2 pair. So the 4 and 8 live up there. But something's not right here. I've got 2, 3 and 6. Well, because that 3 erases that 3, so that's a 6. That means that's an 8, because I can erase the 6 now, and that leaves just an 8. But also, I've already pushed the 3 down there. So this cell is now no longer an 8, it has to be a 6. And since I just placed a 6, I can eliminate a 6, so that has to be a 2, and that has to be an 8. And what's down here? These are 7s and 4s. I can't deduce them yet, but I'm going to stop pencil marking in, because I think there are enough information to solve this puzzle without further pencil markings. I may have to eat my own words in a sec, because whenever I declare something, I tend to be wrong. So let's see, this 1 erases a 1 down here, forcing a 1 up here. So, and also, I saw something earlier. What did I see earlier? I saw something that I can unlock, but I've lost it now. Huh, how strange. Oh well. So let's see, what are these? These are 7s and 4s. We don't know what they are yet. Oh yes, this is what I saw earlier. On this column, there's only 1 number left, and it has to be a 4. So that's a 4 that looks into these 2 cells, unlocking the 3 and 4. So this 3 locks a 3 over here, and leaving me with a 2. And this 2 unlocks the 2 down there. This 3 unlocks the 3 down here. And I think that's all the 2s and 3s done. So this is now a 4 and 8 pair within a column, but I've done 8 down here, so that unlocks a 4 and 8 and 4. But also this 4 unlocks the 7 and 4 over here, and that 4 unlocks the 4 over here, meaning 7 goes here, and that means 7 goes here. And finally I can place the 8 and solve today's medium New York Times Sudoku. Sorry, I've kind of rushed it a little bit here because of work, basically. So, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. Otherwise, I shall see you tomorrow. Bye!